Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for this week. You start with the clouds and the letter in the Lenormand. This is the gilded Lenormand that I'm using here. The clouds and the letter can represent unclear communication or confusing communication. It can also represent confusion about communication that you have received already, and so there could be some sort of like confusing communication, or there could be, if you've already received confusing communication, that could be something that you're thinking about here this week. Now, I kind of feel that, and the Nine of Swords would really kind of, back this up, but I do feel that you are going to gain clarity. It's almost like I feel like you're untangling something here in the first row. And, it could be like a lack of clear communication, or, if this is like work or business, it's like maybe your boss isn't being clear with what you're supposed to be doing or something like that. And so I kind of feel that you're taking control of this. I don't feel too bad about it with that. The Three of Wands is a card of an opportunity. It's a card of progress. It's a card of like pushing forward as well. And so the Three of Wands is a card of expansion. I kind of know what this is. It's like I feel like this is what I would call a directional reading. It's like you are moving in a direction. Why is this not working? There we go, finally worked. So I feel like you are moving in a direction, and the confusion could be like, let's say if you're dating a person, it's like maybe you want to move and maybe the person you're with doesn't want to move. I'm not saying that's exactly what this is. I'm just providing an example. It's like there's something about the direction you're moving and someone not agreeing with it, or, someone not going along with it, and that could be causing some issues. But I feel like I really feel no matter what, you need to move forward because it looks like there's a lot of opportunity here for you to grow. It looks like there's a lot of opportunity for success, and so I would be moving forward no matter what. You have the Nine of Swords, which is doesn't really represent a confusing situation, but it could, because Nine of Swords is a round and round situation. It's something where you're just going round and around with a person. So the first thing that pops into my head here intuitively is that there are some of those people that just can't help but beat a dead horse, right? I would avoid that like the plague right now. Like if you have a person that is just like bringing up an argument and like continuing and going on and on and on about it, then I would remove that person from your life, plain and simple, right? So it's kind of like when I was a kid, my mom used to be like, I need you to do the dishes. And then she would go on for about 2 hours explaining how I needed to do the dishes. It's like, okay, you already told me I will do the dishes, right? So I feel like someone is doing that to you where it's like they're almost like browbeating you into like trying to get you to submit or something like that. And I feel like you've already dealt with this, by the way. And it doesn't have to be love. Could be a boss or something else. But again, I would get out of the situation, definitely. I feel that the Seven of Wands is saying you need to put up clear boundaries if you have dealt with a situation like that, plain and simple. You have the Three of Swords. Of course, this could be heartbreaking. I don't know why this is doing this today, but anyway, this could be heartbreaking, or, this could be something that you dealt with in the past as well, and, it could have caused heartbreak in the past. The Three of Swords is about forgiveness and moving on, and so I feel for a lot of you that practicing forgiveness would be a very good idea with the Three of Swords. Other than that, I feel if you are confused about something that is just going round and around, didn't I say this to you in your most recent reading? I'm pretty sure I did. In your February reading, I was saying to you that you can be the bug or the windshield. You can be the immovable force, or you can be the thing that gets splat on the windshield, right? And that's what the Nine of Swords is, my card that says you can be the immovable force or you can be the bug. And so I feel for a lot of you, if there's just anything that is going round and round and round in your life, it might be time to move forward. Yes, with the Three of Wands, there are bigger and better opportunities in the world. The Three of Wands, I always say is my card that says, what are you waiting for? He has those boats on the ocean there, and those boats represent like an opportunity for adventure. And then you have the World, which says that there are bigger and better opportunities in front of you. And again, this doesn't have to be a breakup or anything. This could be anything. If there's anything that isn't progressing in your life, it could be your business, it could be your job, and you don't have to go crazy here. I always like to remind people of that. You don't have to go crazy. This could be about making little changes. It doesn't say you have to quit your job. Maybe it just says you need to draw boundaries with your boss, or maybe you need to go get into a different, a different area, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but a different department at your job, right? Like maybe you need to make some changes. So these could be any type of change. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Three of Wands, basically the universe saying, I meant what I said. I feel this is saying you have outgrown a situation that is going round and round and round. I don't even do my dishes anymore. The secret here, by the way, I live with a Virgo rising, my brother, right? So my secret is I do dishes the wrong way. So now he just does them, right? I have to be careful because he's sitting very close, kind of, so I don't want him to hear this. But if I do them the wrong way, whatever the hell that means, then he just does them, right? So I don't even do dishes anymore. It's problem solved, right? So I feel like you just need to move on from something if you are stuck in anything. Within Three of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, cracks me up. We have like literally every card repeating here, which is pretty funny. And repeating cards are basically the universe saying, I meant what I said. And so I feel it is time to let go of a round and round situation, even if it just has to do with the dishes. Maybe you need to take a lesson from me, right? I just throw everything in there, it all gets clean. But apparently the forks have a spot, apparently the spoons have a spot. I don't know. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this travel card. It says you're attracting positive movement or travel that will bring your desires to fruition. The World and the Three of Wands literally is what that's saying. You have this perseverance card. It says, remember, slow and steady wins the race. Awaken your inner bull to give you patience. And your very first card is the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus. So embracing Taurus energy might be a very good idea for you right now, Virgo, even though you are a Virgo. Yes, we can work with any sign's energy, and especially if there's an important planet. And guess what? We have Uranus still in Taurus, even though it's going to leave at some point. We still have that energy. So Uranus in Taurus wants us to make a push for freedom. And this is according to Chris's crappy astrology here. Not accurate astrology, I think just simplification-wise here with astrology. Uranus in Taurus is all about freedom, all about building, leaving a legacy, which also ties in very well with Neptune in Pisces, which also leaves at some point. And you might be saying, Chris, it leaves, why would I work on it? 'Cause guess what? When a planet leaves, you still have to work with the energy. And we are never going to have this opportunity again. The North Node and Neptune in Pisces will never meet again in our lives. Some people never experience it. And so the North Node meeting up with Pisces coming up here soon is very, very powerful, and we're getting closer and closer. So you should be working with the energy now. And so that could include like creating more freedom by getting out into the world and exploring your dreams or trying to create a dream, anything like that. You have the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, and the World. The Wheel of Fortune. King of Pentacles is all about building wealth, like I said, with that Taurus energy. This doesn't have to mean that you want to be mind-blowingly rich, but I think that Taurus energy with Uranus and Taurus, it makes us kind of want to create that level of comfort where maybe we have foo money, or maybe we have the freedom to spend it when we want to, maybe we just are more comfortable. And so creating that for yourself would be a very good idea. I also think it's interesting that we have the Magician pointing to the Page of Wands. Sometimes I feel whatever card the Magician is pointing to, it's basically him telling us how we should be manifesting. You have the Three of Wands twice, you have this travel card, you have the World, the Page of Wands, all about going on an adventure. And so I think for you to manifest, you need to go experience variety in your life. It's like sometimes just seeing how other people do things by literally getting out into the world and exploring, opens up our vision, and then we become more successful. You have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. Seven of Wands says when you know that something is for you, then it's for you. So it's all about your inner belief. It's also about having boundaries. And like I said earlier, I feel like putting up boundaries against, if you have a person that's going on and on about something. It's kind of funny that I use my mother as an example here. Probably isn't your mother. And I would say whatever this is more serious than dishes, obviously. So, but again, it feels like someone it feels like someone is browbeating you or is like, I don't know that they're putting you down, but maybe. And so it's like they're kind of like going, I feel like they're going like this. That's the best way I can describe the energy. I don't know what the hell that means. I feel like I look like a squirrel there for a second. But, again, it's like I feel like they're kind of poking at you or something, but about the same thing over and over and over again. And if you are dealing with that, I feel boundaries, right? You need to tell them like, hey, you need to shut up or get out of my life. Right? With this, whatever you're beating me up about. You have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a card of experiencing a turnaround and a change in your fortunes. You have this fate card coming up in the next row. The Wheel of Fortune kind of is fate. Kind of is your destiny. I always say that it's your destiny how you see it. We all have a, kind of like a vision for our lives. And the Wheel of Fortune says, well, if you take control, then you will manifest your vision for your life. So a great card for just taking control of what you're trying to accomplish. Definitely could represent a change in your fortunes, which I think has come up for you recently as well. But let's see. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Empress, 2 Taurus cards now. You could be dealing with a Taurus if you want love. You have 3 technically, because the Wheel of Fortune, the world Taurus shows up here. And actually you do have 4 because Taurus shows up right here on the Wheel of Fortune as well. So that if you want love could be like a Taurus type person. I would say it's a person who's very much focused on growth. Again, it doesn't have to be a woman, could be any gender. I think that with the King of Pentacles and the Empress, that this could just be talking about a person who's very growth-focused or growth-oriented. This could also be you. I feel like there's a lot of abundance that could be coming in for you, Virgo. So that's nice. With the 7 of Wands, yes, you have the 8 of Pentacles putting up boundaries so you can work. I think that I always think the 8 of Pentacles says that you're working on something on your own. He is mastering a craft and he's working diligently towards accomplishing something. So very good card for money. You have really good cards for kind of like increasing your abundance based off of work. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 10 of Swords. Yes, this definitely needs to come to an end. Again, there's some sort of cycle or some sort of situation that you need to bring to an end. I feel like if this part of the message is for you, you know exactly what it is, and I feel like you just need to end it. That's it. Within your next row, for messages from your future self, can't make this up, you have this Time to Go card and this Fates card. The Fates card I love, kind of represents positive fated events coming in for you. The Time to Go card is kind of like a purgatory card. You can see this girl and she's like in between these 2 doorways and she's running to that doorway in the background there, and she needs to go through that doorway. It's like she spent enough time, maybe developing her strength. Like sometimes I think life puts us into these purgatory type energies because maybe we have to learn or we have to develop our strength, or maybe we have to explore the world more and, kind of like open our vision and see how other people do things in life. And so we kind of get put on pause, if that makes sense. But like now it's time for you to move forward, and I definitely feel that in this reading. You have the 2 of Swords, the Magician, and the Death card. 2 of Swords is this or that thinking. Everybody gets the 2 of Swords nowadays because I think we all have ideas where we think, oh, if I'm on this project, it's going to go this way. But we are definitely in a time where probably nothing will go how we think. That is not a bad thing, because it leaves open the option for things to go better than we think, right? But we have to be creative. She has this new island behind her, and that new island behind her represents a 3rd place solution. So I always say 2 of Swords is my card of 3rd place solutions. Everybody thinking this or that for every single thing that exists, but if we can think just upside down, or if we can think backwards, you never know what you might discover. 3rd place solutions are just solutions that no one has ever thought of before. So we have to put our thinking caps on in pretty much every single area of our life, and we have to innovate. The people that do that are going to be very successful, because of Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is all about rebellion, reinvention, all about kind of like innovation as well. So people who come up with innovative solutions and, these don't even have to be anything genius, they just have to be innovative, will be successful. You have the Magician. The Magician is about attraction and attracting new things into your life. I feel it's pretty simple that embracing the energy of the Page of Wands is going to be the thing that helps you manifest the fastest. So going on adventures would be a good idea. Now that I think about it, you always get the Magician with me because I'm always talking about how you are reinventing the way you communicate with the world. I think we literally said that in your last reading. Again, the bonus reading, I'm pretty sure I said the same thing. And so, again, this is probably a message that's going to come up for a while. It's like, obviously, for the most part, we don't change overnight. It takes a while for us to integrate changes and, so that's probably why it's a repeating message. You have the Death card. Changes, going through big changes, transformations, kind of like leaving things behind and stepping into new opportunities. So I feel there's just change coming in for you here. Could also be a rebirth with the whole reinvention thing. Like you could be rebirthing as a person. Kind of makes sense because, we have Venus in Pisces, which is your opposite sign. And also we have a lot of planetary energy about to move through Pisces as well. And, so again, it makes sense to me with all that energy going through your opposite sign that you could be going through like a reinvention. And, Venus will also retrograde, so I don't know, it kind of makes sense. With the Two of Swords, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups can represent knight in shining armor. You definitely could be attracting love here. It's probably someone who's very different with that Two of Swords. I also get the feeling that some of you could be interested in a person that is like hard to get to or something. Like, it could be a person from a distance. It could be a person that you just feel is out of your league or whatever. But I don't know, looks pretty good. Like if you're thinking, this person is out of my league, I would say no. I feel like this is a good one. With the Magician, you show up here. You are the magician in this reading. You cannot make that up because you are literally changing. And so I feel that it's just saying that you are the one that is reinventing yourself, which is good. With the Death card, you have the Ace of Swords. Some sort of victory coming in for you. I think I said at the beginning of the reading that there is something about victory in this reading, just looking at all these cards. Like there could be a victory that you're having. The Ace of Swords also is your inner truth, so a lot of you could be exposing your inner truth with the Magician, or you could be just living your truth more. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Survival and Power card and the Strength and Success card. So really good. Definitely could be more success or abundance, or you could just be feeling more successful here, which is nice. And I also feel like you're getting away from the survival energy. It's like you're no longer just surviving. I think you're thriving, or you're making changes to be able to thrive. You have the Moon, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Wands. The Moon in the good stuff can say that you are leaving a moon period behind. A moon period is a lack of clarity. It can represent fears and illusions. So the good news is it's coming up in the good stuff. It can say you're finally stepping into the Sun period, even though we don't have the Sun here. We kind of do, because we have the Queen of Wands and we'll talk about that. But this could just represent you entering into a time of clarity. You have the Queen of Wands now. She has this sunflower right here. And that sunflower points towards the sun. So she follows her enthusiasm, her desire, and she uses that sunflower to guide her on her journey. I always say that the Queen of Wands to me is a card of learning as you go. So she just has to follow her inner voice or her desire to accomplish whatever she's trying to accomplish. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is you. The whole reading is about adventure. So I just feel this is saying that going on an adventure or taking some sort of adventure would be very beneficial for you. So I would do it. With the Moon, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So I feel, Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? And so something that you've been working on, you could be deciding isn't worth it any longer. Or you could just, it doesn't even have to be that dramatic. It could just say that you're deciding that there are new opportunities where you can grow more. And we see a lot of growth in the reading, especially here. So I feel a lot of you could just be very growth focused. With the Queen of Wands, yes, you have the Hanged Man. Finally moving forward for sure. The Hanged Man is like waiting for answers outside of the good stuff, but in the good stuff it would say, his head is glowing. He's gained enlightenment, and now he's ready to move forward. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time. And so we actually have a lot of clarity with the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and also the Moon showing up here as well. And so you could be finally kind of like seeing your path more clearly or the actions you need to take more clearly. You have these, I'm actually going to pull you an extra card because you have these two cards that are very similar. You have this dog far away. It says a distant friend is thinking of you. You have this dog. It says protection from a powerful friend. So yeah, if you have anyone that pops into your head at this time, it might be a good time to reach out to that person. Like if it's family or a close friend you have, they might be able to offer you good advice or help or whatever you need. You have this Mountain Road card. It says you're on the road to success. I'm actually going to pull you another card, because you also have this Mountain card. It says major challenge to overcome. Nothing in life is meant to be easy. And actually, I think, what I have learned is that the easy things that I've done that are easy, it's like I have no emotional connection to it. Doesn't make me feel as good. When I accomplish hard things, I feel really good, right? So I never encourage people to take the easy path. That doesn't mean you have to struggle and, work and grind your face off. That's not what I'm talking about. But I think it's worth it to go do hard things because it feels really good when you accomplish something hard. And, I feel like that's what these two cards are saying. And, I feel that there could be a little bit of a challenge or, there could be some challenges that you've been, experiencing. And, I would just keep going, 'cause you're on the road to success. You can't make this one up. You have this club card. It says someone is trying to make you do something against your will. Again, I'm telling you right now, there is a person who's like poking you or something like that or trying to push you into something. Maybe that's why I feel like going like this. 'Cause, for some of you, and this just popped into my head, it's like maybe someone is trying to like bully you into something or trying to like force you. Could be like a salesman even or something. It's like, maybe a salesman's really trying to put the pressure on or something. If you're like trying to buy something, I would just be careful of that pushy energy with this card. You have this chain card. It says chain of events will affect your life. You have this fates card. There's definitely a lot of, there could be some fated opportunity or fated events happening that are, kind of getting you to where you're going. And, I don't know why this won't focus, but whatever. So yeah, that's what I'll say there. You have this turkey. It says someone is behaving stupidly. I would be very careful with people at this time, and I would make sure that you're, avoiding people who are causing problems. There you go. But this looks pretty good here, Virgo. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.